First gear, second gear, third gear. We got a little thingies going on there. We can steer. Oh, we have tail lights. Hopefully you can see them. And we got signal lights on the back. Okay, it's been a little while, so I thought I'd give an update on what's going on with the KIng Hauler Flat deck. So, we have our KIng Hauler. We built a little flat deck. We just blew it together real fast, so it's a little bit sloppy, but it's not too bad. The deck's sitting in there loose right now yet. I'm just waiting for a few more other little ideas to come together. I got some little itty bitty tiny D-rings and the clamps that hold them on. So maybe you can see that, the D-rings and the clamp. So we're going to see if we can put these on the side here somewhere. We tie down a load so it doesn't fall off when we're going vroom vroom. I got to get my little bars into my cab guard here yet, my cab guard window cut out, and checker plate on there. So we're doing that. I really wanted the RCP flat deck, but it's just too much money for me right now. I think his price is fair. I don't argue his price at all. The time and the quality of the product, I really believe that it would be just fine, but I just can't spill out that kind of cash right now. So we're on the stock bumper, home built flat deck. Gonna have to make do. I did miter the exhaust off there. So when you're cutting your exhaust, what I do is I use a little miter box and I spiral some masking tape around it. If you spiral it, then the tape's all kind of even, and that gives it some grip so that you can hang on to it, and so that it'll stay in the miter box without slipping. I find that works really well, and it's just brass on the inside with chrome, so it's not that bad to cut. Little hacksaw, little miter box, and do your best. If you screw up, like this one, I screwed up a little bit, had it not quite into the center, so a little 600 grit sandpaper, 400 grit sandpaper in there somewhere, and just sand on the one edge, and until it smooths out your circle to where you want it. It's not the end of the world, so biggest trick is to get them about the same height. Just keep cutting until you get it right. So what else we got going on? We got both rear ends solidly locked. I just took the sun gear, or the three little gears, took the one sun gear, plugged it in between the other two, so she's full lock on both rear ends. So the ground hauler, it hits a pebble and lifts one tire up, and it's pretty much stuck there, so this thing should go wherever. I kept everything nice and high up. I put a ground hauler step on, but I didn't put the air tank on top of it. I wanted that step high. I got the KIng Hauler step back here onto the flat deck for a toolbox, and it hides the battery connection, so that's kind of good. And on this side, I haven't put the other KIng Hauler step on here yet. I'm going to do that. I have a toolbox on both sides. Like I say, I need checker plate on my cab guard. Probably put a couple little grab handles on here. Some D-rings hopefully. And that'll kind of finish off the deck. Did that. We got our back piece welded in, glued in. Got our sunroof glued in. Got to do the body work. I just test fitting everything and making sure everything goes on. Found a nice little short fuel tank here, a logging truck fuel tank from Lesu, or Lesu, however you guys want to pronounce it. It's actually a pretty darn nice little piece. I think it fits in there just fine. And on the the ground hauler that I have, same style of grill, but it's just machine finish, I guess. I thought it looked pretty darn nice until I seen this one. I guess I ordered a polished one, and it, man, it's polished up nice and looks really good. So that grill looks good. And on the front bumper, an RCP sends this with you when you get a little Pete's from home. So I got the, geez, I want to say it's a 25 mil. This new bumper with the hitch on the front and the little bolts supposedly holding the bumper on to the frame. Yeah, pulls the bumper right in, fits nice and flush, nice, very nicely with the hood. There's no big gap there anymore, and kind of shortens everything up so it looks halfway normal for your wheel spacing there and everything. Whereas the stock bumper, everything hangs so far front that it, I don't know, just doesn't look quite right. But this is a gorgeous piece from Reg. It's yeah, I would really like to get some more stuff from them, but time, we'll get it. We'll get more. Everything comes at a pace, but yeah, I would highly recommend RCP for RPC. I better check on that. RCP, yep. I would definitely recommend RCP for bumpers and any other pieces. Quality stuff, man. Really good looking stuff. So that's the gist of our King Hauler where we're at. Took away all the rivets and on all the cab, and got rid of the little ridge here where the rivets sit on the hood to make it more of a Kenworth style hood. Peterbilt has the rivets, aluminum hood of course and everything. Kenworth always had a fiberglass hood, so no rivets in a fiberglass hood, so we got rid of them. So now we're ready to start our body work, and I think we got our test fitting done here. Okay, let's pop the cab off and have a quick look at the mess underneath. You can see how the wires are tied up, but you can still see them in the window and everything. So I'm not putting an interior in this one. It'd just be right even with the windows. I'd have to do a heck of a lot better job tying the wires up, and you'd only get nipples up on the driver and half a steering wheel sort of a thing. So I'm just gonna smoke the windows out and call it a day. So okay, so there's the cab off. Oh, and while we're on the cab, you can see we've got our back panel piece cut in. We haven't done any body work or filling in or anything yet, but we got it glued in there, so that's good. Fits great. Just an eBay find. Nice piece. It's doing the job so far, so hopefully it continues to stay there. Anyway, that's all glued in, so ready to start really getting heavy on the putty or bondo and getting ready with that. So we did the Bob Hobby Concepts speaker box location there. If you email him, he'll send you the diagram for it. So we just followed that diagram, cut our own metal and gouged it on in there. Duct tape, just duct tape and then some black vinyl to color it down for a bit of a wrap. It's not really holding out all that good. I might have to put some styrene stock in there, some flat pieces in there or something, and absolutely no good until I wrapped it up. Like so, without the speaker box, it really didn't sound good at all. And with the three-sided sort of speaker box, it's tolerable, but still nowhere as good as the Grand Hauler with the full speaker box from Tamiya in it. So, but this will be acceptable, but definitely not as good as putting a full speaker box behind it. So anyway, we got it all to fit in there. Got our MFC laid flat down there. So yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to spend your time and tie this up a little bit neater, then you could probably get an interior or half of an interior in here or something. But that's the kind of detail I'm not really good at or a fan of. Just got a little L bracket, double sticky taped the receiver to that. And our 55 turn RC 4-wheel drive motor in there. So that's that. And then we do have our battery mounted underneath. I got to get some more foam in there and maybe another clasp. Only got the one bar holding it in right now. It seems to work, so whatever. And like I say, double lock. So much articulation that it was rubbing against this front shocks, so the front shocks are gone. And if I articulate all the way this way, I might have to put a stopper back in it. Boy, that drive shaft kind of has a habit of coming right out when your back is all the way up and your front's all the way down. So it should. Oh, I think we're jammed up there right now. There we go. It should never really get to that point. I would Hope going down the road, but does a good job running around on the floor. It climbs over anything with both rear ends locked up, so pretty happy about that. So yeah, the old deck is coming. The Kenworth is coming along. I just really love these little semi trucks, and I think the RCP front bumper is gorgeous. I think this polished grille is gorgeous. Makes me feel like taking the one off the other truck and spending a little time on it. I got a part of the test fitting in here, everything. I got to flatten out a little spot here and drill a hole for a swan. Figure out the sun visor, if I'm going to dechrome and paint the stock sun visor, or I got a chrome LESU one, Lesu, whatever. Sun visor, same as a Grand Hauler. We could put that on there, see how that goes. Eventually maybe figure out some sort of a flashing light off of the cab guard, I think. I want to leave all my running lights across the top there, so. Anyway, that's the old King Hauler coming along, so appreciate you guys stopping by. There's lots more to come. We'll keep working on this one and get it going, and I believe we're going to start the TXT1 here next week, so it's my birthday next week, and that's my birthday present, the TXT1. Got it like 6 months ago, but whatever, I'm going to start building it on my birthday, so it'll be great. So stick around, lots more to come. Stuff coming in from Baiyi. Picked up a wild one just locally, kind of, sort of, in Canada, if that's local. Yeah. Please come back, and thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share.